Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Aftertaste LA. I'm Nicole.
And I'm Vlad.
And this week we are discussing our meal at Kurrypinch in Thai Town.
Kurrypinch opened in 2018 as a takeout Sri Lankan restaurant and has since reopened in Thai Town as a more modern take on traditional Sri Lankan cuisine. Chef Shaheen Ghazaly is from Sri Lanka, and this is his baby and his version of what Sri Lankan cuisine means to him.
So first, let me ask you, have you had Sri Lankan food before?
No, this was my first ever Sri Lankan meal.
Mine as well. I wasn't really sure what to expect. There are a lot of elements on the menu that I did recognize, so I was really excited to try it. Did you have any expectations going into it?
The only thing that I really was worried about was the spice level and the heat level.
Yeah.
Sri Lankan is widely considered one of the spiciest cuisines.
Yeah.
So I was a bit concerned.
Yeah. And if you're concerned, I should be very concerned.
Yeah. Luckily, they're giving us options and not just hitting us with the real stuff.
Yeah.
It's on the menu. You can have it. I think the heat level that we were given was very manageable, thankfully. But I did not have a whole lot of other expectations. I knew, for the most part, what the flavor profiles are going to be like. You know, a lot of the Southern Indian, Malaysian, Southeast Asian. So I was expecting a lot of heavily spiced items. Aside from that, I didn't really have a whole lot of expectations. Before we get started, let's talk about what we're drinking today.
So I believe this is a Grenache blend by the label is Village Pop, which is owned by the former sommelier of our favorite local wine bar, Mirabelle. Our friend Cameron, the sommelier, has since moved up to, I believe, Sonoma to chase his winemaking dreams. So more to come from them, I am sure.
Yeah, hopefully. I mean, we love this wine. We bought a case of it. We open it up every so often.
Yeah, it's a really nice, light, summer, chilled wine.
Yeah, great. Super funky, not too sweet. Perfect after a tasty Sri Lankan meal.
Yes.
So, cheers to that. So, what were your initial thoughts, walking up to Kurrypinch?
Walking up, I thought it was super cute. I liked the font that they had of their name on the facade. Cute little sign outside, advertising a couple of their drinks, and a nice little patio where we ended up sitting.
Yeah, it's a corner location, which sometimes can be challenging, but sometimes, it's great because you have these two streets that converge. You're right in the middle of it.
Yeah, it's nice because it's set back a little bit, so they have this nice triangle from where they're at over to the corner itself as their patio.
We decided to eat on the patio today. The weather was absolutely perfect. It was a little bit of breeze, a little sun, and really happy with that choice. There's only one other table out there. The only time they're open for lunch is on Sundays. Right now, it's according to Google, 12 to 4. Every other day, they're just a dinner only. But I read that they have plans to incorporate more lunch throughout the week and more takeout. Right now, you can only pre-order.
Oh, and then the other thing, the inside, the interior, apparently is fun to sit at the counter, though we didn't today because it was so beautiful. Oftentimes the chef is there right behind the counter experimenting and bringing the guests in on what he's working on.
That's fun. That's always
fun. Yeah.
That's the one I would say best features of a restaurant with a chef's counter, where you can kind of see whether it's a window or an open kitchen, see the magic happens, a little bit of a show.
Yeah.
And when you have a chef owner that's passionate about the food and is there every day, it's kind of an added bonus.
I think it would be fun when we go back to do that.
Absolutely. Before we get into the food, let's talk about the drink menu real quick. Mostly non-alcoholic. They do have some wine on offering and some beer, but it's mostly just kind of coffee and iced teas, a few Sri Lankan flavors here and there.
Yeah, I liked it. There are a lot of things that you would see on kind of any menu in LA, but I felt like they had a specific spin on them. For example, they have a milk tea, but it's a ginger milk tea with fresh ginger. I had the passion fruit iced tea, kind of like it tasted a bit like a peach iced tea that you would find in like an Arizona or a Snapple, but it was passion fruit. So it's a little bit different, a little bit fun. Mango lassi, mint iced tea, stuff like that. Just makes it feel fun and different and delicious. I love it when these kind of drinks are not boring, just plain. They have a point of view, they have a flavor.
To me, these are all drinks on the menu to help you cut the heat of the food and to, give you a little bit of a breather.
Also true, yes.
I had the pinchalada, which is their version of a michelada. It's just got a little bit of this house blend tamarind juice. It was a little sweet for me. I like a more spicy and traditional michelada, as it turns out. But it's a fun take. If you are into micheladas and you like sweet, it might be for you. It wasn't for me.
My passion fruit iced tea was also a bit sweet. Because it's passion fruit, I was expecting it to be a little bit sour, as passion fruit is very sour. I was expecting it to be sweet too, but there really wasn't that bite that I associate with passion fruit, which I was a little disappointed in.
Yeah, you mean the tartness? You're missing that?
Yeah.
I think oftentimes passion fruit desserts, passion fruit drinks, they're always extremely sweet. Passion fruit is extremely sour.
I don't mind it being extremely sweet as long as you keep that tartness with it.
Yeah, you need a balance.
Yeah.
You can't just be sweet. The food menu is kind of split into a few parts. There's the starters and snacks, kind of bar food, street food, Sri Lankan fare, the main signature Sri Lankan dishes, and then some of the chef's signature dishes, a couple of things over the fire grill that they have. We needed to ask some questions, but we also needed to do a little research in advance of eating here to really know, what is Sri Lankan food? What is it all about? So why don't we kind of discuss that for the listeners to see, give them a little crash course. What is Sri Lankan? Sri Lankan cuisine is such a fusion mishmash of a lot of different places and influences. Southern Indian, Malaysian, Indonesian, colonial Dutch, colonial English, colonial Portuguese. This little island was a colony for a while, so different ingredients kept coming in these different spans of time. So this is a real, much like LA, a smorgasbord of cuisines.
Yeah,
as
true.
One would say. There's a lot of spices. There's a lot of coconut. There's a lot of rice.
Yes.
I would say garlic, ginger, and mustard seeds are in every single dish. Rice and curry is kind of the signature Sri Lankan dish, right? And it seemed like the way they did it was a couple of different vegetable curries and then a choice of meat. This is predominantly what they're eating in Sri Lanka every day. It's supposed to be extremely spicy, and on the menu they have Lankan hot, which probably means if you're Sri Lankan, order it this way, and if you're not, good luck.
Yeah.
We did not order it the Sri Lankan hot way. We were not that brave. So our philosophy with the ordering was, let's try some classics, and then we'll try one of the signatures to see what the chef is doing differently. So we got one of the sandwiches. We went for lunch. So the sandwich, I think, was a great choice for lunch.
Really good lunch item.
Yeah. We got the rice curry. We got this kotu roti, which we're going to talk about in a little bit. It's kind of a take on a stir fry, but a little bit unique and different. And then we got the lump rice, which is another really, really signature Sri Lankan dish. They only offer it on weekends. That was really, really interesting, and they should offer it every day.
All right, let's get into the food.
Let's dive in. These potato chips, Baduma. What were your thoughts?
I thought these were delicious. I almost wished I was here starting my night out of drinking. You know, when I was in my 20s, this would be a fantastic first stop. You know, you stop, you have dinner, you have your bar snacks, you have a little, beer, wine, whatever to get the night going. I don't know, maybe that's a little fancy for me in my 20s.
I was about to say, I don't know how your 20s went, but mine consisted of ramen noodles and $4 vodka.
Fair. But, really so eatable. You can eat them by the handful. They're salty, they're spicy, they're aromatic.
Yeah.
And then they had fried onions on top with the fried curry leaves, which adds another air of the Sri Lankan influence. And I love fried curry leaves. They're fried, right? That's what makes them crispy like that.
Yeah, these are deep
fried.
fried.
They're almost like chips in themselves.
Yeah.
I love that.
When we were eating these, I said I cannot have these in my home because they're addictive. They're the perfect spice level where if you have a beer, by the time you're finished with half of this, your beer is done for sure. And it's just salty. It's like if I had a bar, I would want these for free on the bar. You're going to be drinking more from having these. They're delicious. And we took half of it home. The one thing, there's some like fried cashews in there that I could take it or leave it. The star of the show is these chips, whatever we're going to call them.
Absolutely.
They're super crispy. You know what? It's like a French fry flavored chip. Does that make sense? Like,
yeah, kind of.
It tastes like a deep fried French fry, but it doesn't taste like a potato chip.
Yeah.
But the texture is like a potato chip.
Yeah, it's pretty crunchy.
Yeah, if you grew up on hot fries, this is kind of that. Actually more potatoy though.
Yeah. It was great.
Yeah, they should sell this in stores in like a bag. The spice blend was delicious.
Yeah.
Yeah. So next we had the Kotu roti, which I would love to hear your take on as the roti queen of this household.
I do love roti. I've had it many ways, but never this way. And I actually wasn't sure I was going to like it because usually roti is a flatbread served on the side of a meal. It's not normally in the dish. However, I wasn't prepared for what this dish was. Basically, it's roti cut up into noodles and then stir-fried with the rest of the ingredients in there, which are also delicious. And listeners, I loved this. The texture of the roti came through. Like, it didn't get mushy, it didn't get hard. It was still nice and chewy, had that nice roti kind of feel against my teeth, while also being part of, there was like some egg in there and vegetables, and I loved it.
Yeah, I love the texture of the roti. If you didn't tell me this was a pancake cut up in there, and it was noodles, I would believe you. It was kind of a chewy noodle. And now that I'm thinking about it, what's the difference? It's flour and water, a little oil.
Yeah.
Stir fried. Is it not a noodle?
Yeah.
I don't know if they're doing the raw dough or if they're cooking the roti and then stir frying the cooked one. Yeah, I was wondering that. So I think that would, but if it's raw, it's a noodle.
Yeah.
They've cut the roti dough and they've turned it into noodles. So we were thinking like this is like a pad see ew almost as far as the texture, but a little chewier.
And the flavor was a little bit more balanced for me, less sour, more maybe like more of a fat note.
We got it with the braised beef, which was great. It was rich and fatty and tender. A lot of scrambled egg, tomato, chilies, really heavily spiced. I love they give you the lime. I'm not a fan of raw onions, but I'm sure this is traditional. And I believe this is Sri Lankan street food. This is kind of what you eat at night, probably with a beer. Probably supposed to be a lot spicier than this.
I am sure it is.
And I think a dish like this, you can handle it. It'd be good. It'd be really good. So really different and unique and delicious. So next we had the lump rice. It's spelled interestingly, if they actually tell you how to say it on the menu. The lump rice, which is this real melange of things steamed in a banana leaf with rice that has a lot of saffron and ghee. In the middle is a mackerel croquette, which is on the snacks menu. We saw that it was on here, so we didn't order the mackerel croquettes. Really glad because these things are huge.
Yes.
You definitely don't need more than one per person. No. There's also this kind of shrimp stir-fry curry thing. I don't exactly know what it is. It was to the right of the croquette here in the photo.
Yeah.
And it was just little bits of cooked shrimp with curry and spices and tomatoes. Delicious.
It's described as sautéed, spicy, dry shrimp.
Really tasty. There's some eggplant and potato curry. There's also some jackfruit in there. A hard-boiled egg with a sambal of onions that have just been deeply caramelized with spices. And then your choice of meat, we got the lamb curry.
Yeah.
Let's kind of break down each component of this first, and then we'll talk about the overall dish.
Okay.
And I think we should start with this croquette.
Okay. Yeah. I liked the croquette. I didn't love it. Nice smoky fish flavor. I'm actually not entirely sure why I didn't love it. Felt like it was missing something. What was your...
It was missing a dip, which it comes with if you order them.
Oh.
On this dish, it doesn't come with that dip. I would be very curious because I think the only thing about it was a little dry.
Yeah.
But this reminded me of a crab cake. Kind of Cajun.
Yeah.
You know, really heavily seasoned and spiced. Fish mix. The texture was not unlike crab from the mackerel. And it was fried really, really well. I thought it was delicious. It was kind of this interesting melange of things. And it worked for me. I think it's, you know, you order this dish, that's what you start with. Next, we'll talk about the curry, the eggplant and potato. I thought the flavor was really nice, a little sweet, not too spicy. The potato, I don't necessarily need it because we already have the rice, the two starches. It was delicious.
Yeah.
This is a very heavy plate.
I was just about to say, it's definitely very filling. If you only have the money to order one thing, this will probably last you multiple meals.
Yeah, this is definitely at least 2 to 3 meals worth of food.
And with all the flavors in it, you probably won't get bored of it. You can have kind of a different experience every time you eat it.
Yeah. So then next we're going to go to this egg. So it's a hard-boiled egg. It's been deep fried and it's topped with some really flavorful caramelized onions that have some chili and spices in it. Again, it's just a nice additional protein. The egg was hard-boiled but not overcooked.
Yes, the yolk looked nice and yellow.
Yeah, it was great. You know, just like a really nice little addition. The sweetness from the onions, especially you can take all the onions and mix it in with the rice and, you know, make it your own thing. Because this is one of those dishes where you can either eat things individually or you can just kind of mix it all together.
So the lamb was actually probably my least favorite part of this dish. You know, the meat was maybe a little stringy or overcooked in some way a little bit.
I thought that it was just a bit dry.
Yeah.
It was a braised lamb, and it was just a bit dry.
Yeah. Yeah. However, the rice, on the other hand, was so good. Lovely ghee, butter flavor, and the saffron, maybe turmeric? No? Yes?
There could be a little turmeric in there, yeah. It was very flavorful.
Yeah. Delicious.
Yeah, this whole dish, I think, is inspired by biryani, which Sri Lankan cuisine also has a ton of biryani. This is steamed in the banana leaf. But what I loved about it, and especially the rice, which I think is the best part of this whole experience, is all of these flavors of all the things that are in it circulate, because when they brought it to the table, there was banana leaf on top. It's steamed. That rice is scented with all of these other flavors, and it's just incredibly flavorful. I would definitely order this, take it home, have it for a takeout situation. It was a great little lunch item.
Yeah.
It feels like brunch with the egg, right?
Yeah, it kind of does.
We're going to move on to this next rice dish we had, which is the signature Sri Lankan meal, rice and curry. And I'm going to say right off the bat, after having the lump rice,
Yeah.
that rice was so good that this just underwhelmed me. It's not that it was bad. It's that why would I order this when I can have the lump rice? It's just a bit more interesting.
With that said, I preferred the toppings, the curries and things that came with this dish better than the other one.
Interesting. Okay.
So we had a yellow lentil, almost a dal, some beets, maybe pickled beets, and jackfruit curry, as well as the chicken curry that comes with it. That is the curry part of it, though that was not in the main dish. It was actually served separately, which I thought was very interesting.
Yeah, so I think that traditionally in Sri Lanka, this is kind of it's a lot of vegetable curries. And they're going to feature these 3 vegetable curries of the day with this dish, no matter what. And then you can add whatever meat you want, rice, chicken, beef, lamb, shrimp.
Would you call this beet dish a curry, though?
The word curry is not a real thing.
Yes.
So it's kind of an invention. Any kind of vegetable or meat mix like this that is heavily seasoned and heavily spiced can be considered a curry. Some are saucy, some are dry, but they're all in this really huge thing that is curry, and every cuisine has their own version of it.
Yeah.
So really, what is curry? It's all of these things and none of these things.
Whatever you want it to be.
It's something that colonial conquerors made up because they stole indigenous people's food and they didn't feel like pronouncing it the way it was meant to be pronounced, so they just called everything a curry.
What did you think? Did you like it?
I liked the things that came with the lump rice more than what came on the curry. But this chicken that came with the rice curry, as well as this pineapple condiment that we got. But it was this cooked pineapple soaked in this chili and spice. That with the chicken thigh that was super tender and very flavorful, and the rice together was delicious.
Yeah, that was a great combo.
I would eat that any day of the week for lunch, and it was different. It was a lot different than what you would normally experience with like a curry rice dish in any other cuisine. This was unique. It was flavorful, and there was a lot of familiar flavors there, but none of them, combined together were familiar anymore. It was like, this is new. I've never had anything that quite tastes like this. It was unique, and it was well balanced.
That was a fantastic combo.
Yeah, I loved this chicken. I would wish we would have had this chicken on the lump rice, because I imagine this is the same chicken that would come with it.
Yeah, it seems so.
And it was very tasty. And oftentimes we don't speak too highly of chicken.
That's true. And chicken can be so dry.
Yeah, this was good.
Yeah, it was good chicken.
Yeah. What did you think of the pineapple thing?
I loved it. I also did it with the chicken and also with some of the dal lentils. Yeah. That was really good. I think the lentils are the biggest thing for me. I love lentils. I love dal. So I was very happy to have that on the plate.
Yeah, I mean, like, look at this piece of chicken with these curry leaves on it, this dark sauce. I wanted more of the sauce. I wanted more of the gravy.
Yeah, it was like gravy.
I think give me the chicken on top of that rice with a lot of gravy. I would like that, I think, even more.
Yeah.
I see why they're putting it on the side. And before we go into the last thing that we ordered, I just want to take a look at this tablescape and comment on just how many colors there are.
Yeah.
It's such a colorful and flavorful cuisine. It looks so pretty. It was pretty to eat.
I think it's really smart of them to lean into that with the dishware, which is also colorful. And then along with that the flavors feel colorful.
Yeah.
Like psychologically, it's heightening that as well. So I know you want to talk about the last thing we ordered.
This sandwich was so good. It is shocking to me that this is not what's being talked about when we talk about Kurrypinch. If I looked up right now best sandwiches in LA, I would not find this sandwich anywhere, and I think that's criminal.
This sandwich is the curry beef sandwich, which I'm going to read the description because we're going to talk about all of it.
Please do.
Braised curry beef, Kurrypinch signature sauce, sini sambal, which is a sweet and spicy caramelized onion relish, and arugula on a 6-inch French roll, and served with curly fries.
My weakness. These curly fries specifically are my weakness, and they are completely unnecessary in this equation. They're there, and I'm very, not hating on it.
This dish was basically made for you.
Yeah, I
Everything
think so.
about it.
I think so. You could see me giddy about it.
Yeah, I really could. You looked like you were 6 years old again.
I felt that way. We were so full leaving this restaurant, and I wanted to order the other sandwich.
Yeah.
And I was ready and committing to at least half of it.
The other sandwich, which is the Cajun spiced shrimp sandwich, which both of these sandwiches are from the chef's signature. So these are not traditional dishes. They are just kind of the chef going wild. It definitely felt very LA, a smash of multiple cuisines. I loved this sandwich too.
Yeah.
I was not quite as giddy as you, but it was delicious.
I'm going to go kind of element by element about this sandwich for a second. Starting with the bread. This bread was perfect for this sandwich. It was extremely crispy, yet chewy and soft, and very little work to get through. One of my biggest issues with a lot of sandwich shops and fancy sandwich places is their bread is always so chewy, half the ingredients fall out, and your teeth kind of hurt afterwards. This is, a proper banh mi roll.
Yeah, it would make a great banh mi. And in a way, it's almost a cousin of a banh mi.
It definitely has some banh mi vibes.
Yeah.
It's got the cucumber, but cucumber and arugula
Yeah.
are the two vegetable components in there.
Yeah.
Basically raw and smart. I think, if I was to do one thing differently is maybe add a pickled thing, but you don't need it. The meat inside is just delicious braised beef, and I'm pretty sure it's the same braised beef that we had on the
Kotu roti.
Kotu roti. Kotu roti.
We got it.
Okay. And then there was some cheese, some of that red sauce that you see was also on the sandwich, and then there was also the caramelized onions, the same ones from the hard-boiled egg in the lump rice. It was on this. So it's he's basically taking a few of ingredients that are laying around in the kitchen already, throwing it on a sandwich, and charging $20. $20 for this sandwich and fries in LA with this level of quality is, it's expensive for a sandwich.
Yeah.
But for this amount of flavor, I think it's absolutely worth. I would go here just for this sandwich, and I would put this on best sandwiches in LA list any day.
Yeah.
I don't have such a list. Sorry. I don't have such a list. But when that list does come out, this will likely be on it.
What I want is a jar of the Kurrypinch signature sauce.
I tried.
Did you?
Yeah, I asked.
Oh my God.
The server wasn't having it.
Oh man, it was so good. And pro tip, dip the curly fries in it.
It's so delicious, this sauce, whatever it is. It's like heavy garlic.
So much garlic.
Chili, a little sweet. But
maybe a little vinegar or something in there?
It's not like anything I've ever tried.
No.
Like, it was so such a unique sauce, and it's very rare for me to get this impressed. Anyways, this sandwich was perfect. It was crispy, it was chewy, it was flavorful, kept me wanting more.
Yeah.
Hands down, best sandwich I've had in that area. I mean, look at the inside of this sandwich. That's the perfect bite right there.
Oh, yeah. I was amped to take that bite.
Yeah. Now, we ordered a lot of food and did not come close to finishing any of it except this sandwich.
It would have been a crime to leave it behind.
Well, it's the only thing that we ordered that won't reheat
Yeah.
really well. Everything else, it seems like on this menu, would reheat very, very well. And it makes me upset that they don't offer takeout.
That is the next thing I was going to say also. It is a bummer.
You know, we looked into it, and they do have a pre-order pickup menu, but it's a little different than their regular menu. And I think they've only been open 4 months. They might not have that part figured out yet. They're just figuring out and getting their bearings in the area. So fingers crossed, they're going to add takeout because this food was delicious.
Yeah.
Flavorful, unique, and so, like you said, LA.
Yeah. Overall, I really enjoyed this meal. There were a couple of things that were not quite a hit, but the hits definitely outweighed the misses by far. It's a nice respite from Thai food, which we have so much of in this city. It's almost adjacent, but it's its own thing. So to have an alternative in kind of the same vein is nice. With a little bit of a different flavor, a little bit of a different culture and tradition. I also think it's cool that there are a couple different adventures you can have eating at this restaurant. And we didn't even sample all of them. There's also an over the grill section that we didn't try. But so far, I think we've had pretty good, very good experiences with the Sri Lankan signature and the chef's signature. So I'd be very happy to keep exploring the menu.
Yeah, I mean, we asked the server for some suggestions, and one of the things she suggested that we didn't order was one of the other signature dishes, which is their mahi-mahi coconut risotto. It's kind of the chef's creation, not really traditional, but that definitely looked like something I would love to try. I love risotto. I love mahi-mahi.
Love mahi-mahi.
Would love to see that take on it.
Yes.
And let me tell you another thing I really loved about this menu. There's no gem salad. There's no crudo.
Yeah.
They're not doing the same things all these other modern versions of this cuisine restaurant are doing. They are doing Sri Lankan food. They're giving you some of their modern takes on stuff. The sandwich, the mahi-mahi. But they're not catering to the LA crowd. Maybe at the spice level they are. But they're not doing the, dishes that everyone's going to order.
Yeah.
They're doing what food they want to serve.
Yeah.
And I respect that a lot.
And they certainly don't have any holes on the menu. Like, this is a very robust menu.
Yeah.
With a solid, very solid amount of items.
Yeah, absolutely. A lot of vegetable dishes.
Yes.
A lot of meat dishes. Any of the curries and things that we named, you can have vegetarian. I don't know about vegan. I imagine if you asked, they would cater to you. The rice might be a bit of a challenge with the ghee.
Yeah.
But they seem to be on the right track. And I hope they don't change what they're doing because this is a great thing. I think it's a great restaurant to become popular so that people open their eyes to some of these smaller cuisines that aren't really well known. We don't have a lot of Sri Lankan people here, even though we just found out we're the second largest Sri Lankan population in America.
Yep.
But that's
after New York City.
Yeah, and that's only 7,000 people.
Right.
It's not that many.
Especially 11 million people in LA.
It's a very small minority of our little melting pot. And this is a really great thing to exist and to be able to experience.
Yes. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I felt like I learned some new things. I tried some new flavors, and it was delicious.
Yeah. They're a relatively young restaurant in this new space, in this new part of town, and this new format, because they used to be just takeout. So this is really the first time they're focusing on service more. What can they improve?
So one thing I do want to mention, I went to the bathroom. There were 2 bathrooms, both gender neutral. They were both a bit of a mess, which in an eating establishment, I'm glad I went after the meal.
Yeah.
Nothing gross, but just like hadn't been tidied.
Yeah.
And we only got there an hour after open. So it was only, I mean, how many people could have used that?
Yeah.
You know?
Maybe it was missed in the checklist or
Maybe,
whatever.
yeah. But that was a bummer. What about you?
I thought that the person that was serving us was super sweet and nice, a little inexperienced. But the thing that I was the most bummed about was her knowledge of the menu. Most people that are going to come to eat this are not Sri Lankan, are going to have a lot of questions. So I think they need to do a better job of making sure all the staff knows everything. I kind of asked her, like, what's in the sauce? What was in this? And she said, I don't know.
Yeah.
And that's not really something you want your staff to be doing, is saying, I don't know. She could have said, let me find out.
Yeah.
But I didn't get the answers that I was looking for.
Yeah.
And I think next time sitting at the counter, you have more access to a staff member that you can ask more questions to.
Yes.
If that's what you seek. So I thought that was something they can clean up. Again, it's still very early. They're still trying to figure out how to run this place and keep it open.
I think the most important thing, the food and the flavor, I think they've got that down pretty well.
Yeah, the kitchen has it under control. The food didn't take long.
Yeah, the food was
Came out
fast.
super quick. It wasn't busy, but it's not a big place.
Yeah.
They have, I think, 50 seats indoor and outdoor combined. It's not going to take them much to be able to focus on some of these small details. It's a cute little space, but they don't need to be that fancy.
No.
You know, this isn't white tablecloth service here. You're eating really good food on a nice patio on blue plates.
And that's the other thing. Our entire bill, and we ordered for at least 4 people, frankly.
Yeah.
Before tax and tip was $125, which is incredible for LA.
Absolutely. I mean, if you think about some of the other restaurants in the area, like Safi's and Found Oyster, it will be difficult for you to spend that much for 4 people and walk away feeling satisfied.
Oh, yeah. Impossible.
No knock on any of those places.
No.
Those places are amazing, and it's a great neighborhood to be in.
Yeah.
You know, with all of these restaurants and bars. But their price point is a lot more approachable. I think I would love to see it offered on takeout, the whole menu.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't seem like they have too many issues with doing this food quickly and efficiently and consistently. They have that part dialed, so
Yeah.
hopefully they add takeout. Now, the other service note is there's one dessert. We were going to order that dessert. We were going back and forth, actually, whether we were going to order it.
Yeah.
We didn't get a chance to order it. They brought the bill. Mostly, I think that was the case because we had ordered so much and we didn't finish half of it. So she's like, there's no way these people have room for dessert. But you're leaving money on the table.
Right.
So I think that they can clean up too. You never want to leave money on the table in a restaurant.
Yeah, might as well ask.
Yeah. Maybe we wanted it to go.
And sometimes people might not even realize they have a dessert because it's at the end of the food menu. So it's like 1 or 2 lines at the end of the food menu. It's easy to overlook.
Yeah. Next time we'll get the dessert. We did want it. It's probably for the best that we didn't have it.
Yeah.
But, you know, next time.
Yeah, next time. So.
Yeah.
Where do you put Kurrypinch?
As of right now, I will have to give Kurrypinch 2 taste buds. I think the food is amazing. The service needs a little bit of work. The dining experience hasn't been quite as good as some of these other places that we have been to where it was just a little bit more polished.
I am also giving Kurrypinch 2 taste buds. It was a really nice meal, and I would love to do takeout from there. They're in the same area as Jitlada, where we like to do takeout. It would be nice to have another option down there. However, that said, the food is delicious. Am I going to tell my friends who live in Venice to make the trek over there? Probably not. But if they ask me for a recommendation in that area, it would definitely be on my list.
Yeah.
So if you're in the neighborhood, great spot. Check it out for sure.
Absolutely. I think they polish up some of their service and promote this sandwich more. Both sandwiches. I think that it's so Instagrammable.
It is.
And if they got on their social media and started promoting this sandwich, get some ASMR of the crispy bread. There's a 3 taste bud in this restaurant. I don't think it'll ever quite get to 4 for me. It's very humble and rustic and just doesn't blow your socks off. It's just really flavorful and unique food. Mm-hmm. So great neighborhood restaurant.
I think also it'll help if and when they're open for lunch, and it'll help raise the profile of the sandwiches because it is a great lunch item. And that was a great pick for us because we were there for lunch. Mm-hmm. So I think that would also kind of raise their profile going forward.
I agree. These sandwiches need to be more readily available.
Yeah.
So with that being said, Kurrypinch, 2 taste buds.
Yes.
If you're in the area, check it out.
Yep.
All right.
All right. That's all, guys. See you next time.